I do believe that's the buzz that we're...
You ruined it.
I always ruin it. All right, so we do have a little bit of a feed there. I don't like that sign.
I didn't like that sign either. Who knows?
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, we'll just wait for somebody to come in.
That's not a... Well, we don't have to wait for somebody to go in. I could go into the other room and pull up the feed.
True. You can do that. Apparently, there's somebody watching. You poor, poor sucker. So let's take a nice little sip of this whiskey. Woski. Walk-sticky. Sorry, you can't make fun of her anymore. We'll get demonetized. As if that absolutely professional sound setup in which we can all hear everything that's going wrong at all times. Robert's not here. He's in the other room checking the audio levels because this absolute fucking joke of a setup is our setup. How's everyone tonight? Being that I don't think anyone's here. Oh, you will be eventually. I mean, it could be night, it could be day, whenever you see this. Just go ahead and leave a comment down below. How's your day going? Pass the mic. Oh, tap the mic. Did that work? All right, sounds fine. Okay. Well, hopefully our video feed is coming through normally because I have no idea if this is working.
It's coming through just fine.
Yeah, this laptop is powered by a anemic Alzheimer's hamster.
It's very offensive to hamsters everywhere.
It really is to be compared to my laptop. So, without further ado, how are you doing today?
I'm well. How about yourself, Christopher?
I'm doing fine. And welcome back to the next episode of The Foally of Man. My name is Chris, and with me here today,
Robert.
And today we're going to be looking at Chapter 6 of Project Horizons
By
Somber. Pony.
As inspired by the original text, Fallout Equestria by K-Cat.
Which is a blending of My Little Pony and Fallout.
The crux of this show here is that Chris, as you see, is infected with Brony virus. And I am immune to Brony virus.
You should be thankful. Very.
Should I?
Yes.
Well, I am worried about our Chinese brethren in the coronavirus. That is, actually, it's so funny. I meant to say Dos Equis virus, but still Corona came out. There's no one Chinese that watches this.
Cerevisiae flu.
Aztec says, I won't be joining the stream, but cheers from Texas Furry Fiesta.
As I said before, don't forget the fajitas.
So, there's got to be fan art of somebody named Nick Furry.
If there isn't, then I'm very embarrassed in you, internet.
So, we're off to a bad start there. So the crux of the show is that we read this fan fiction. Chris is a Brony. I'm not a Brony. And we see if it holds up. If it is a good story without the My Little Pony or with the My Little Pony, or if it makes a good story in general.
If it makes any sense without the context of My Little Pony, as well as if it's actually good or whether it's shite.
So for those of you who may be joining us for the first time, I'm sorry. This is also the apology tour. We tend to apologize a lot.
We do.
Here. It's kind of like the British Empire. The last 100 years for the British Empire has been like, oh, dreadfully sorry. Remember with that whole ordeal when we kicked your doors in and killed a bunch of you and said, it's ours now. Screw off. It's time for tiffin.
Of course, then they actually outsourced that to Canada.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I've never known a country to apologize more for things that they haven't done.
Yeah.
Like, who have the Canadians wronged? Well, maybe
Us.
some of the indigenous peoples. Well, and in the 19th century, the War of 1812, Canada definitely did us some ill.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into Chapter 6 of Project Horizons.
Play.
Yes, play is the name of the chapter. So we pick up at the Iron Shod Gunworks. Iron Shod?
Iron shod firearms.
Firearms. Thank you. I knew you'd get it because I certainly couldn't be counted on for doing that. Hello, Moonblaze. So we are in the Iron Shod Firearms, and we're trying to move on to the next quest, as in the gamification of this story, because it is based on Fallout, which is a Vidya game. I have it on good authority that it's a Vidya game. I've played it. So, but they are moving on, and BlackJack decides that, well, we're not giving up any more of our resources. We're getting our darn caps. I should also probably clarify for people if they're wondering why I'm not swearing. So for Lent this year, I gave up swearing. So I'm going to try my best. If I do say something and you catch me, let me know in the comments below, because for every time I swear, I have to donate $1 to charity. So
yeah, he's also doing it because he has a child who's slowly starting to learn language.
He is a parrot. He wants to say everything that I say, and that is bad. I say bad things. In fact,
especially about the people of Canada.
He cannot watch this show. I mean, supposedly he can now, but his Uncle Chris, you're not going to hold back on your language at all.
Fuck no.
Yeah, this is not for children. It is so cute when YouTube's
I also want to keep the corporate advertisers away, so sorry.
Yeah, well, then you should just, flash him a little nip. That's the, hello. Oh,
I had to share the scar, and that's extra.
What a nip tease. Oh, man, what a great Patreon reward that would be.
Wouldn't that just be an indie band?
Chris's bear nip tease. Yeah, nip tease is playing the Poorhouse this Friday. Actually, it is Friday night, so next Friday night.
No, this Friday night.
Yeah. Nip tease and the Tassels. Ooh, that'd be a great band.
Moving on into the chapter.
So we're moving on to, I don't know, Fluttershy's ministry, hospital, whatever BS place that we're headed to next, because it's the next mission. But on the way, they have to stop because one of the missions is to clear out the squatters from the hospital.
Yes.
And so we meet the people who are requesting to hire someone to clear out the squatters. Yes, that is what they claim to do. And they have these nice foods, and they have nice cold, chilled beverages, and they speak with an Aristotelian. They sound like rich people.
They is fancy.
They is fancy. Fancy and schmancy. They can afford
they
both
use
sides.
Their tongue prettier than a $5 whore.
I'll tell you what, I bet their spoons still have some polish left on them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, so we meet these guys, and they're like, our king, who's descended from Celestia, is old and likely to die. And we know in that facility, we don't know for certain, but there has to be something in there to extend his life so that he can live forever.
Long live the king.
Oh, right. Thank you, Scar. Speaking of furries.
Long live the king.
But there's also kind of this, there is a group of scientists. I can't remember the name of the aristocracy. What is their faction name?
The Society.
The Society. Well, at first I heard Society. My first thought was White Glove Society, and I'm like,
well, that's what it's obviously based on. However, it's important to note that they live in a society.
Wow, you're so brave. So brave. So moving on. Anyways, they're like, there's this group of scientists that won't let us in there because of their research, and go tell them to leave. And BlackJack is essentially like, interesting. Are you going to share this technology with others? Probably not. Who's really the good guys here? So BlackJack goes over to the hospital to talk to them. We should also point out in both scenarios, her Pip-Buck says that these individuals are friendly. So when she gets to the hospital, she introduces herself again, as she did with the society, as, we're friendlies, don't shoot. Do not shoot.
Oi, Gindo.
Yeah. And so the researchers, so it's very clearly like armed eggheads.
Yeah.
They're very clearly like scientists. Mm-hmm. In fact, the first pony they meet has giant spectacles, big, thick glasses. And they're like, you must be working. Well, that's what this is really about. It's about the preps versus the nerds.
Yes.
And after this chapter, maybe we'll have
who wins? The jock.
Maybe we'll have the revenge of the nerds. A superior movie.
Yes.
So, moving on, they meet up with the nerds, and I don't remember what their group is. It's not Institute, but it's something eggheady like that.
The collegiate.
But that's right. They are there to study what is there to see if there's anything that can be used and replicated for future generations in Equestria. Actually help ponies. And they're afraid that the society will come in and just use what's there and not care about making any more of it. They'll just use it. In fact, they offered to share. They offered to buy it, and then they actually physically attacked them.
Yeah.
As we found out. And they're like, you're just going to kill us, aren't you? And BlackJack's like, no, I'm not going to do that. No, as tempting as it may be.
No. Why do you ask?
Why is your shotgun hovering in the air? So what they find out, though, is that there was an exploration group that had been sent up not once, but twice to explore the higher levels of the hospital. And but they've lost their leader and what's going on up there. And BlackJack's like, well, here's an idea. I can stick my head up there, see what's going on, and then maybe find them, and we can make a decision on how to move forward.
Yeah.
And so that's what happens. And so Morning Glory and P21 and BlackJack go into a glass elevator and shoot up to the 15th floor, which makes BlackJack very dizzy. In fact, she dives out of the elevator because she's having so much vertigo, just desperate for anything that's not the glass elevator that's shooting up in the air.
Let's just not remind everyone of the central glass elevator that existed in the Institute in Fallout 4.
This came before Fallout 4.
Yes.
This came before Fallout 4.
Yes. It gets really hard to believe it at certain points, and it'll get even worse as we go along.
What we don't know is that Somber was actually on the dev team for Fallout 4.
Somber is Todd Howard.
And
is KCat.
Is KCat, yeah. Oh, God.
Somber's not actually KCat, but Somber is Todd Howard, who is also KCat.
And is a leprechaun.
It's like Quaternions.
Do you think his pot of like Fallout 76 bucks are, right? So I can buy some of that in-game stuff?
Yeah.
I know you have it, you filthy little thing. Oh, no. Is it safe? Is it culturally safe? Like for us to make fun of the Irish
It has never been culturally insensitive to make fun of the Irish.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. By the way, interesting thing. There is a 300-year gap in innovation in their country and invention on their Wikipedia for Ireland between the invention of whiskey and the next thing that Ireland did. 300 years.
It's a great invention. You really don't have to do much after
really kind of set them back. So we get up to the top floors, and P21 is staring in agape. And so is Morning Glory. And BlackJack's like, well, what's going on? Like, what are you looking at? Turns around, and in big, bloody black letters painted on the wall, it says, play.
Yes, play.
So that's messed up. And as they go down the halls, they kind of see all this, like, it's like a child, but like a really messed up child has been doing stuff. So there's like sheets pulled across the way, and there's all these like little scenes, like nativity scenes, but it's like ponies being dismembered. And BlackJack also notes that there is a rabbit in a bed, tucked into a bed, and she says, no, not tucked, strapped. So they also come across some mummified corpses, and then they come across some fresh corpses that are denuded. They have been skinned.
Fun word, by the way, denude.
Yeah.
You know what this scene actually reminds me of? The factory, or the factory farm, or the party farm from Pink Eyes, where they go in and it's like the desiccated corpse. Yeah, crazy robot, desiccated corpses.
So, as we move on, you tell them about the red light, green light.
So they're going along after they find these rather horrifying scenes. They happen upon a hallway, and as they go through it, they notice a red light.
Real quick, we've missed something. Crazy childish music is playing.
Oh yeah,
and not playing, like blaring.
Yeah,
like
music box stuff.
Yeah, really scary stuff like la 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 la.
What's it's not those endearing young charms, but the song from the Bad Seed that she keeps playing on the piano, like that shit.
Yeah.
And as they come across this hallway that has red lights, as they move, they see a flash and a laser just comes out and zaps. And they're like, shit, what is it? It's a game.
It's all a game.
So it flashes to green and they all run.
When
and
did
then it's red, and they have to stop.
when did they come across all the notes? There's like stuff scribbled out that's like, I'm done playing. I'm tired of playing.
I think it's right before this.
Yeah.
But it could be right after. The sequences. I mean, it's not so important that they're order. Going back and
so it's like messages from the people who've been tortured.
Yeah.
And then it makes you wonder if all of these people, ponies, had been skinned alive. Where are the skins?
Will they go into the skin blanket, the skin quilt?
Is that like the AIDS quilt that was made in the 80s? You know, quilt across America.
Mm-hmm.
I love that people think that if you made a human chain that you could stop AIDS, when in fact a human chain, well, I mean, it's not like AIDS.
Conceptually, a human chain is what caused AIDS.
There you go. That's what we were working towards. You know what, Chris? I have an idea for a Foally film. It's like the Human Centipede, but with AIDS. So it's the Human Centipede meets Rent. It's a musical. And a lot of the songs will be
and just blowing them like a tuba. No, put your lips together.
I still can't believe that was now. I can only expect someone making a pony centipede in one of these fanfics.
For a time, I worked at Walmart, and I always thought it was funny that Walmart never sold any music that was explicit. You can't find any explicit lyrics in there. And somebody, while shopping there, was saying, "Oh, isn't it great?" And I said, "Here, look at this." And it's the Human Centipede that they have on the DVD aisle. It's not edited or censored. It's just the Human Centipede. And I explained to them what it was. And I said, "No, this company doesn't give two shits."
Yeah. Didn't they make like 3 of those movies? Like that's what Hollywood does.
Yeah, there's probably like 17 of them.
So back on topic. Mm-hmm. So red light, green light.
We lose Morning Glory.
Yeah, Morning Glory gets taken, and then
she got zapped.
And then BlackJack does what happens in horror movies and Scooby Doo. Gang, we should split up. P21 is even like, oh no, you're gonna say we should split up, and it's like. Yeah, because you're a sneaky squirrel. Finger guns.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll draw all their attention away because I'm loud and obnoxious and I like to shoot things and you don't like
other than to agree reluctantly.
You mean he didn't like moon clop backwards out of the room? Like
he did yeet. I mean, there was yeeting that occurred.
He was just like, you didn't see anything.
Oh, God, he would totally do that.
Yeah. All right, so I also forget all these hand gestures. We do have audio listeners.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say to you other than go check out the YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, go download the podcast.
At which point you should watch the YouTube. At which point you should download the podcast.
Remember to smash that subscribe button and hit the like pad and get the thumbs up. Take the thumb and put it up your butt. And then make sure to take that stinky butt thing and touch it to $1 and stick it in an envelope and mail it to P.O. Box 7759, Hollywood Boulevard, California.
Except don't do that for the only reason that would be actually a violation of the mail system.
You can't
go to prison.
Are you saying that I can't mail my own feces to people I love in Hollywood? If that's wrong, then I don't want to be right.
That is explicitly illegal. In fact, that is exactly illegal. In fact, that's why.
So you're saying
on the books?
Are you saying that's why Jennifer Lawrence isn't responding to my letters?
Oh no, because she never doesn't know how to open them.
She was a poor.
She just gnaws on them.
I have no interest in her. If I was going to stalk a celebrity, who would it be? I should pick somebody super weird, like Phyllis Diller. You know,
Cloris Leachman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's still kicking. Nobody on here knows who Cloris Leachman is. I mean, some might, but that's a joke just for you and I.
Some might, all should, none must.
That's right. Wow. And we roll right into our Episcopalian background, Whiskey-palian background. So,
hey.
So they split up, and BlackJack. My brain constantly wants to say Little Pip. Mm-hmm. I only said Little Pip for like 3 years, so it's really hard to retrain. Plus, the character is very similar in the inner monologue to Little Pip. Moving on. Got to move on. Just keep swimming. Like Dory says, just keep swimming. So, I'm trying to remember the next game that BlackJack falls into. Oh. Well, so she gets like cornered. No, not cornered. So the first time she comes across a bot,
Mhm.
but she doesn't know that it's a bot. I just kind of spoiled it there. She sees a foal.
Yeah.
A foal that is clearly, like, actually surprisingly wrapped in skin.
Yeah.
She realizes from the scar that starts at the flank and goes up through the mane and then to the forehead. And when the mane parts, she sees two beady red eyes glowing out from behind
This
the
isn't
mane.
disturbing at all.
No. And then she thinks that the creature's mouth is sewed shut, but it's not sewed shut. Or that it's sewed into a smile, but it's literally just sewed shut. It is skin that has been sewn over a robot.
Yep.
And I can't remember what it says to her, but it's just more screwed up play with me stuff.
Yeah.
Or you're a naughty pony.
You're a bad pony.
So she blows that one up and runs away, and she hides in a closet, and she starts reading all these papers and catching up on things. And it's clear that something else is going on. This is Fluttershy's ministry.
Mm-hmm.
We have to remember that. And so when she finally reloads everything and figures out what she's going to do, there's also an audio log. And it kind of sounded like a Pegasus audio log.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Enclave had come down.
Yep.
And had gotten into the building, and then their whole medical contingent had been steadily taken out over time.
Yeah, they came down. They noticed this mainframe hooked up to some tubes. They reconnected the mainframe because they're like, "What the hell? Why is this disconnected?" And then weird stuff starts happening. Yep. And then they're like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah. So, anyways, and you can take over here in just a minute. But BlackJack, after reloading, runs out, decides to take on as many of these robots as she can.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes out a bunch of them. And then all of a sudden she hears in a deep voice, "Play with me." Very clearly the voice of like a big, scary Sentinel type robot. Mm-hmm. And it's like, "You've been a naughty pony." And it chucks at her a glowing glass grenade. Mm-hmm. That I immediately was like, "Oh, I know what that is."
Yeah.
And so, not knowing what it is, BlackJack levitates it midair and disappears into a memory.
Yep, focuses on it.
And disappears into the memory of some mayors that worked at the ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Actually worked for a couple of ministries. And this is a good place for you to kind of take over because this is where Fluttershy comes in.
You go ahead and continue with the part.
No, I think you know this better than I do.
I actually don't.
Oh, so in the memory, it's hard to wrap it up. Essentially, there's 3 mayors. None of them are of the main 6.
Yep. And
they're kind of talking about like, it's so unusual. Why is Fluttershy coming down here? It's so impossible getting hold of other things. Really the Ministry of Awesome should be disbanded and incorporated into the Ministry of Wartime Technology. Like, why is it separate? But equal. And then Fluttershy actually comes in and has a conversation. And we find out that they have created these stasis chambers specifically for foals. And here's the thing we need to keep in mind about Fluttershy. Fluttershy is insane.
Yeah.
Fluttershy has lost her mind. So she's the one that created a bomb.
Do no harm at all costs.
At all costs. She was sending healing potions to the enemy. Mm-hmm. She created a bomb that brought everyone back to life. Everyone back to life on a battlefield.
Yep.
Which included our friend from Fall Equestria.
Yep. Applesnack.
Mm-hmm.
Who at the time was Applesnack.
And died. He died.
Yep.
So he was brought back.
Died 3 times.
Yeah.
Most only get once.
So, it's like a cat, 9 lives. He's a cool cat. The atomic cats. So we have to keep this in mind with Fluttershy. And so, obviously, anything that's well-intentioned in this universe is going to screw things up.
Yep.
It always, the road to hell is paved with the best intentions, with good intentions.
The portal to hell is opened with the incantations of good intentions from the first chapter of Fall Equestria.
That's right. In the Necronomicon. But anyways, Fluttershy kind of corners one of the ponies that's saying, "Listen, you can't do this. The stasis chamber keeps the children in a suspended state of kind of dreaming, but not really. Not like they're in like an AI world that they get to enjoy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a weird lucid dream forever.
Tranquility Lane is not the place.
And one of them says, like, you don't understand children. You can't do this to them. They need to be free. They need to wander. They need to run around.
Because they aren't children forever.
They aren't
always
children
become
forever.
something else.
Right. And so Fluttershy says, so are you saying that you're willing to kill foals if I have a way to save their lives until we have or to preserve their lives until we have a way to save their lives?
No.
And she's like, that's not fair. What am I supposed to say? Yes, I want you to kill foals. But she's saying, you don't know what this will do to them, and you can't guarantee basically that we can do this. Anyways, Fluttershy's like, I love kids. And she's like, no, or I think she says, I understand kids. And it's like, no, you love kids, but you don't understand them. You've never had one. And that was like, ooh, burn. Because Fluttershy didn't have a child.
Yep.
No foals, doesn't understand. And like, that's kind of where things drop off because it's heavy. Problem is, with a whole memory orb like that, is that you are completely immobilized when you're reliving the memory. Incapacitated. So where do we find our friend BlackJack now?
Well, we're playing a game of Operation, except not so much a game as it is an operation. And she notices a sharp pain going from her pelvis to her sternum, and she looks down and sees a lot more of herself than she ever thought she would.
Yeah.
At which point she's like, what the is going on?
Yeah.
As anyone would be freaking out, she's actually a lot more lucid than one would expect, but that might be the drugs.
Yeah.
Chances are, if you're an automated medical system, it's going to pump you full of something.
Right. So she's being operated on. And when she sees this great big saw come down that's probably about to finish the job, cupcake style, she notices Morning Glory hiding up in the ceiling. Mm-hmm.
And she's just kind of bewildered and everything, but moreover, she has a plan. And she tries to enact the plan of severing the cables going to the mainframe, because she's in the room surrounded by the tubes.
The stasis, we should say, these stasis pods with the children that have been in there for 200 years.
So they're watching her. This is just weird. And through some finagling and a shotgun and a box of ammunition that explodes, she manages to sever the connection and force the children off the network.
So the children are interacting with all of the utility bots
through the mainframe
that were in the mainframe. But we should say it is introduced that there is like a cleaning bot, that comes out, cleans the wall, goes back in.
Because there's one it's when
they're all maintenance bots. That's what they are.
Yeah, they're all maintenance bots that have just been altered slightly.
Yeah. But now we have a really screwed up BlackJack.
Yeah, who is dying immensely, and so passes out and wakes up in an auto dock Mark IV / thing,
which Little Pip hated.
Yes, and although I think she was in the Mark III. This is like a Mark Super. So it just brings her back, and what it is it's a healing talisman powered medical device. It's only one use. And so so Morning Glory heals her. She comes back. She's like, what? You use this on me. You saved me. We can use this to save you too, and save your wing and P21's leg. And she's like, it kind of only works once.
Yeah.
She's like, well, why did you use it on me? And they're like, because you were dying.
Yeah. And then BlackJack, is talking about how basically, they should have used it on P21, and then maybe his leg wouldn't hurt all the time, and then maybe he wouldn't resent BlackJack so much, and they could be friends.
And P21's like, God, why is it always about you?
What a douchebag.
What a fucking douchebag.
He's I know that there's a big contingent of people that like him, and I guess y'all know more about him than I do. I'm just not a fan.
Yeah, the writing at this point for P21 puts him as a severe antagonist.
He's just so sanctimonious, and so we've skipped over something that's kind of important because there is some character development for P21.
Yep.
Let's roll all the way back when we meet Mr. Aristocrat. BlackJack wants to jump Mr. Aristocrat's haunches because he is hot. H-O-T, hot.
H-A-W-T.
Yeah. So, attractive, well-spoken, very forward and confident.
Healthy.
And P21 kind of acts like all blustered
after
their interaction with him. And BlackJack's trying to figure it out. And she's talking about it with Morning Glory. In fact, he P21 for the first time ever defers to BlackJack for her to make a decision.
Yeah.
And but Morning Glory writes it off as like, well, he's jealous or threatened.
Yeah.
And that wasn't my first reaction.
Yeah.
My first reaction was like, or maybe he was turned on.
Yeah. Well, no, the implication could have been he was jealous of BlackJack getting his attentions.
Yeah. Right. Jealous of the hot individual who's getting, it is interesting. He resents his lifestyle, but his whole life was being valued as kind of a piece of meat.
Yep.
And here's someone who's now his whole life, he's only been valued for being a piece of meat. Now here's someone who's more valuable than him. His sexual currency is run out.
That's second Z snap only on the Foally of Man. Thank you all.
You're welcome. That's the hot Z snap action that y'all come back for.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a poor Z snap because I was like doing up and over the mic, but we'll work on it.
Yeah.
So now rolling back to the end of the chapter.
Yep.
Anything else?
Well,
damn it. I swore. We've taken 30 minutes to do the synopsis.
Yeah.
Not completely 30 minutes because, we had a little bit of time at the beginning, but still.
Yes.
Anything else?
Yeah, two things. So there actually was a scene where they happen across some bodies and they are hard by the viscera. It's like the first corpses they find.
Mummified.
Yeah. Well, I think they were more fresh because a head rolls down the stairs.
that was at the beginning, but we were talking about, you were heading towards like when they discover one of the three ponies we saw in the memory.
Yes.
But
no, I wanted to bring that up because there was a sequence where the head rolls down and BlackJack is the one who's cool, calm, collected, and it's just a head. Okay, look, it's a head. I can do Shakespeare's pony. Sorry, and
Merrick Beth. That's a bonus punny pun of the week that you got right there.
Punny pun of the week. And P21's the one who's like, whoa, what? Andy.
A head. Andy, I poop.
Is infinitely better. If P21 is voiced
Barney
by
Fife.
Barney
Don
Fife.
Knotts. But Andy, I poop from there. Not right now, you don't, Barney.
Oh,
it's nice. So as North Carolinians, we know about that show, but that was a national syndicated television show. I don't know if it was international.
Probably not.
It'd be really
weird
if our European listeners were like, "Yeah, we remember Andy Griffith," and it's like, really? Is that what you thought all Americans were like?
They still do.
That's why they're related to George Bush, right?
Yes.
I'm a cowboy. Bang, 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 bang.
Please leave.
I'm a war criminal.
Oh,
that's a hot take. It's a 20-year-old hot take.
Fuck. Okay. So, moving towards the end, we are confronted with the reality now that BlackJack must do one of two things. She either lets the foals live and continue in this horrified state of
so when they
silence.
get cut off from the system, they're all basically mentally screaming. I have no mouth and I must scream. You can see in the registers on their pods that they're like freaking out.
Yeah. So she's condemned them back to hell in that regard. But then the question becomes, does she let them persist until they do actually inevitably find a way to save them?
Or do we kill them?
Do we press the big button? And if any of you have read Project Horizons, you know that BlackJack is good at doing one thing, and she loves pressing that button.
Pressing buttons.
She loved pressing the button.
So she kills the foals.
Yes.
Thus ending the Foally of Man.
Just ending the Foally of, foals. Foally of Fluttershy.
But it's a mercy killing. Come on.
Fair.
Come on. All right. Let's move on a little bit. Last place here says, I forget, has BlackJack already got her Chekhov's gun yet?
No.
Yeah, thanks. Spoilers. So also, Mimzinga says, he was talking about the bonus pony pun of the week, but we haven't gotten to the pony pun of the week yet.
Yeah.
Also, Mimzinga says you really should advertise when you start broadcasting, and you should really realize that it may or may not be on Friday nights in Eastern Standard Time.
It may not exist at all, and even if we broadcast it, we may fail.
You know what, kiddos? Let me just tell you how, when the show's on. Get out your calendar, get out your favorite dart and just close your eyes and throw it at it and pray to the god of luck, because that, my friends, is how you're going to find out when the next episode's going to be.
Honestly, it's because we don't know if there's a set time yet, and I'm always so hesitant to say yes until we're actually here, at which point we start.
Hey, guess what? We recorded last Friday. We're recording this Friday.
God, I please hope that we actually can get to next Friday, because then I can actually start telling people, hey, guess what?
Hey, everybody.
We're going to actually have it this time.
7
and we're not going
p.m.
to
Eastern Standard Time. Oh, wait, we're about to do daylight savings time.
Oh, true. Like you people in your backwards non-agricultural countries don't do.
Yeah,
we're looking at you, Arizona.
Europe doesn't grow anything.
Majority of Arizona.
Europe doesn't grow, it ferments.
Oh. Okay. Well, there's one last thing. So now that we've killed off the foals, going through, BlackJack does find in a nearby storage closet, the corpse of a Nurse Redheart, who is one from the memory orb.
And clutched within her hooves.
Her mummified hooves.
Yes.
Is a little figurine of Fluttershy.
And a healing talisman, right? In the room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice. That's probably worth some caps.
Yeah, well, no, you can't sell it because it's a quest item.
Oh, okay. Dang, I hate how that works out.
Gamification. And that's where we actually end the chapter.
Yeah, but so now we have 2 of the main 6.
Yep.
And I would assume that this statuette has a piece of Rarity's soul in it.
Yeah.
Like they all did.
Mm-hmm.
Collect them all.
Collect them all.
Chris, allow me, if you will, to take a look at a loved one of ours as they lay on the hospital bed that is very soon their deathbed. And as they breathe in a respirator and poop through a colostomy bag and are on a feeding tube, on the last leg, we decide that we must make the hard choice and pull the plug on the pony pun of the week.
The pony
pun of the week. All right, flatline pony pun. What do we got?
Do you know what Priscilla Nasley's favorite song was?
Who?
Prancilla Nasley.
What kind of pull is that?
Prancilla Nasley.
That's not even. That's like there's like levels of bonus pony pun. No. What is Prancilla Nasley's favorite song?
Memories like the corners of my mind.
You can take that and you can go straight to hell. Straight. Express. It's like when Mr. Burns.
I actually finished this.
It's like when Mr. Burns like calls the hounds and pulls the lever and you fall down. Yeah, that's straight.
Oh, no, the painters moved the furniture.
Right, yeah. Oh, my God. Memories. It's even more upsetting about Memories is what the alternate version of Memories is, and that's exactly what it sounds like, horse tits. So you get a double pony pun of the week this week. You're getting all sorts of pony puns all over the place. Memories is not just for memories of a mare, but it's also the memories of a mare.
Yeah.
Which you weird horse effers, I'm sure, are into. You dirty horse effers. Horse heifers? No, horse effers. I can't swear.
Heifer effers. It's cows, but whatever.
Mime Zinga says, quick, hit him on the head with the microphone. No, I would not do that.
The microphone.
His head is not worth the cost of the microphone.
And it's not even that much.
No, it's not that much at all. So, Chris.
So, Robert.
Yeah, so that was the episode.
Yes.
Do y'all have any questions for us?
Comments, concerns?
I'm a Cancer.
I know you are.
Hey! This is an opportunity, a short, brief forum for those of you in the cult of the Foally of Man to share any questions that you have, or ideas or thoughts on the chapter. Otherwise, this is the point where we would remind all of you that if you'd like to message us directly, you can, of course, email us at cbpbch@gmail.com. What's that again, Chris?
That is cbpbch at gmail.com.
And guess what? So if the party is fun here, you don't have to stop here. The party never stops on our Discord. And you can find the link for our Discord not only on the info part of the audio podcast that you're listening to, but you can find it in the description of the YouTube video that you're watching right now.
You can also find a link to it on the Discord. So they go there, go on to the Discord,
go to the Discord,
find the link for the Discord, and click on it.
Yeah, and if we're nice, we'll approve you.
Yeah,
because I guess, still technically an admin on there.
Yes,
but I log in and I'm just like, whoa, this is like a conversation I do not want to get into. So, but yeah, come hang out with us there. We have, if you are a member of the Discord, we have a Minecraft server. And do we have a Factorio server, or was that just for a short time?
No, we have a Factorio server. I haven't even looked at it. It's probably on an old version. I need to update it. I just haven't had the time.
You
to
wait
play
until somebody
so.
messages you and complains, and then it's like, oh yeah, I need to.
Well, that's how I know when updates happen.
I actually probably play on the Minecraft server more than you do these days. You're doing a lot of programming in your downtime.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, trying to like
we both work our asses
of the day.
Off, so I mean, it's just we veg in different ways.
Well, I have completely listened to all of the Lord of the Rings audiobooks while playing Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Silmarillion?
I haven't gotten. Well, I said the Lord of the Rings books. So the Lord of the Rings books. So Fellowship, Two Towers.
Yeah, but you almost answered it as if you knew exactly where I was going. So.
Yes, but I didn't. So, but yes, I'm sure I'll listen to that at some point too. It's more like
for the Elven Prince was so ancient and so powerful, his name had 11 apostrophes.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. Just
sounds like you're trying to do somebody who's trying to do a Bushman accent.
Wow. But I didn't do any clicks.
And thus why they're trying and failing.
Well, it is what it is, Just let the art flow over you.
The brown, smelly art.
Everyone's a critic. I am not going to comment on that. I'm not going to comment on that. I don't even know where to begin with that.
Where would you end?
So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been the Foally of Man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, is there a link that I forgot? I mean, if you're watching us on YouTube, check out the podcast. If you listen to the podcast, check out the YouTube.
We can.
You know what I mean?
It's all the information down.
Chrisco Cast.
Just go down.
Let us know some of the other stuff that we do on the channel that you'd like to see more of.
We don't go on Twitter. So if you go on there and annoy us,
Facebook.
I will completely delete the email that tells us that we have notifications because apparently we have 13. And Twitter decides that if anyone, anywhere, at any point does something, also buy these products, then they send me an email and I just don't give a shit.
I think we have one last thing that snuck in here. Mime Zinga snuck it in. He said, and we should say, Mime Zinga is the author of Pink Eyes, the book that we covered in season 2 of The Foally of Man.
Yep.
Mime Zinga says, remember that I would have told you how that Project Horizons inspired Pink Eyes when you would hit the chapter. Well, here we are, but it is pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
It even, like you mentioned, a chapter within Pink Eyes that reminded us of this. So bravo, Somber, for inspiring Pink Eyes. Oh, quit hissing in my ear. And with that,
thank you, Hedonizabot.
For Chris, I'm Robert. This has been the Foally of Man. We are Chrisco. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll see y'all next week.
And I did,
or next month.
And I managed to mention Hedonismbot in front of Robert right when we're leaving, so that he doesn't have a chance to give a million different quotes.
Opportunity for Futurama. So long, suckers.